welcome back to Michigan Hobby Hunter. This is our second part to our coin roll hunting video where we hunted looking for silver so far. Now we're going to be looking for varieties and errors underneath the microscope. What I do is I separate them by decade, and then I sort them out by year, and then I look in the cherry picker's guide, which is, you know, what you see here, and I separate the P and Ds depending on what we are looking for. So in the 71, we're looking for the 71D, DDO 4 and 2, and they look like this. Another one for the strong doubling on Liberty, the 71 of the date, and In God We Trust. Variety can be found in mint sets. Back up out of this here. Okay, let me go back in here. So, yep, that's it. That is what we're looking for. So, if you look here at the microscope, we do not see any doubling on We Trust. Always check mint marks for doubling or repunchment marks. And then on the back, I know it's only a certain amount of dates that do it, or that have it, but the designer's initials right here can be buffed off of the surface, and they will be missing. Those are, they don't really bring that much for a premium, especially circulated, but it's cool to find them nonetheless. It's like the floating roof of the 50-cent pieces, if you will. So there's our first 71. There was nothing there, so I'll put that back in the piles with the other. So that's a good looking one under the scope. Clearly you can see that's a sharp strike. There is no doubling on that one. Check the back. And the FG is there for the designer's initials. No doubling on In God We Trust. No repunchment mark. Has FG really sharply on the back. Okay, so what I was talking about with the missing designer's initials, you can see how the F is almost gone right there. That is from them polishing the die, and it just eventually wears it off because they keep repolishing them so they have a smoother strike, or else they end up looking dull. So every once in a while they repolish them, and that'll get a little more attention being right there in the high spots, and it'll just wear away. So you can see where the F is almost gone and the G is getting there. We are almost done with the 71s, guys. This is the last 71. So it doesn't look like we found ourselves a double die. Okay, next we're going to be looking up the 1972 Philadelphia. It'll be the what we're looking for is the DDO1, and it's heavily doubled. This is the one I mentioned when I first started hunting that I'd really love to find. Well, you can see there's doubling. Oops, there's doubling all over. Trust is really heavy, but it's all over in God and everything. But where you're going to see it the most is in the R. And then we got the 72D, that's also missing designer's initials. Here is a good look at what that would look like, completely missing. That W looks funny. But I don't call them rare coins because they're easy to find. And that is just, if you go looking for something too much, you're going to see it and stuff. It's like that little scratch kind of looked like a doubling on the W there. So you just got to kind of like tell yourself, like, is that really it? Machine doubling will get you too if you're new. But once you know what it is, you'll know that that's not it. And when you find your first double die, that is really going to be what sets it off, because you're going to be like, oh, now I understand what they mean by flat and shelf like. You know, I get lost looking at stuff too. I like looking at them. But you'll know if you got it. It's clear as day when you got a double die. That is so clear. I have to find it, but I got a couple. I got a 1960D Lincoln Cent. That's a small over large or large over small or whatever it is. But it's also got the repunchment mark with it as part of the variety. And I found that in change, and that's when I really understood the difference between machine doubling and a real double die. And that's not even a double die, that's just a overdate, small over large overdate, but you can see it's clearly two. And then I found also in pocket change, or not pocket change. See, here we go, here's some machine doubling. If you look See if we can get some different light in here. Might make it show up more. And okay, I don't know if you can see this in the camera. I'm gonna try. You can see a flat shelf-like doubling on the 7 and the 2 right there. That is machine doubling. That is where it's just a fatigue die and it's just like shifting or whatever. It's not real. It's not. Some people might call extreme ones desirable. I think they're cool looking, but they're frustrating if you're a new coin roll hunter, coin collector, and you don't really know what to look at. They're really frustrating. I do realize that it's the 72 Ds, I believe, yeah, 72 Ds that are missing the designer initials. I check all the designer's initials on these because, like I said, it's just something from them over polishing the die. It could happen. They say there's some 50,000 of them just in 72 or 73. I think it's 73. Was it 73? I don't know. But regardless, if I find one and it's not in the cherry picker's guide, I still found one. See, this one's wore out a little bit. It's not as sharp or as tall as all the other ones. Get under here under the microscope here and show you this coin I just showed you. Boom, FG. So that one. And we also look for repunchment marks on these because they're from Denver. So Denver. And then we got FG. D, FG, D, and look at that. Look how wore out that is. That's almost gone. That G's pretty sharp, but the F's pretty messed up. Almost. And we have a almost completely filled in mint mark. Designer's initials. And for the last one, crisp looking mint mark and a good FG. And that concludes the 1972s. We have a 1973 D. Yep, that's it for until we get to 74. This is DDO number 1 that we're looking for. And we're going to look at the date, it looks like, and the S in a God We Trust. That is where we're going to see it heavily, is in the 3 and in the S. No. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Designer's initials. Shiny looking 73. Look at that, the FG's almost gone there. Next up will be the 1974 DDO number 1. And we're looking at Trust. That is a strong doubler right there. That is strong. Liberty, Date, and In God We Trust. Poor guy's beat up. This is 74p. That's it for the 74Ds. Now, what did I have in the meantime? I have a bunch of, I'm going to be looking through these bicentennial Denvers for repunchment marks. I'll go through these real quick. I don't know if there's a known one. I just check them all. It's a lot easier than running through. There's so many repunchment marks. And I just look at them all. Some might say it's a waste of time, but oh, look, there's a filled in one completely. Filled in mint mark. I don't save those. Not unless it's a big bubble around it. So it'll be like a big circle or egg shape. Covering the D. These are the bicentennials. See? There's another one that's almost completely filled in. Might be a repunchment mark. Just down a little closer here. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna have to look at that closer, but it sort of looks like that's a D over D. I don't know if you guys can see that good. Could be damage. I'm gonna have to really get in there, but it kind of looks like there's a clear D and then there's a D underneath it. So there's a D and then underneath it's a D. So I'm gonna have to get in there closer and look at that. So I'm gonna set this one to the side. Boy, that'd be nice if I found something in this video. A little disappointed I didn't find any silver. So now I'm too close to it. But I'm looking at repunchment marks, so I'll get a little closer, I guess. But just like I saw that one, I mean, they'll pop. You'll see them. Something will look different. Like I said, that could be machine doubling. I'm going to have to get some different lights out and get in there a little bit closer if I can. I'm pretty sure I got some room for adjustment to get closer on that one. And we will see here in a little bit. Also, I'll look up on some different websites. They don't put everything that you can find in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Just like the most popular varieties. So there's a lot of other ones that are out there. $77D. Do I even have any? I have two 77Ds. This is under DDO number 1. And as you can see, we have strong doubling and trust once again. Like the strong doubling is evident in God we trust, liberty, and the date strongest on trust, which is why they show the picture of trust. The specimen showed here is in late dye state. Early dye states will show more pronounced doubling. Oh wow. That was pretty similar. Looking at it like that. But nope, nothing. Made me look twice. Look at that. Barely. Is that considered missing? They are not legible. What would you guys say? I'm going to set that aside. Now, we're on to 83. Since I don't have any 82s, we're on to, nope, there's nothing for 83. There's nothing all the way up till, that's it. That's it. That's all in the Cherry Picker's Guide, so I'm going to run through and look at these designers' initials and mint marks real fast, and we will see if I found anything. So it looks like I'm missing one designer's initials, and that could be damaged or that could be a repunch also. I would lean more towards damage on this one. That is damage. Yeah. Oh. And it has the initials nice and sharp. These are 1983 Ds I'm looking at right now. Okay, that's a 1983 P. And designer's initials there. Mint mark. And designer's initials. We're on 84, by the way. I don't know if I just said that. There's the mint mark, looks normal. Designer's initials looks normal. I did say I wasn't going to be doing so much talking because my throat hurts. Alright, we got 85s now. There's the mint mark, clear as day. That's a big mint mark, isn't it? A lot different than what we've been looking at. And designer's initials. Pretty sure that's supposed to be an FG. There's our Philly. And it looks like we have some machine doubling on the F. Is that supposed to be FG? I could have swore that was supposed to be FG, not FC. But you can see the machine doubling underneath it. To the back, it shifts it. Start with the reverse on this one. There's that different looking D again. And here we go with the Philly mint mark. And designer's initials. Bam. I guess that's a G. I thought there was a... See, we have a damaged D there. And it's a P. Designer's initials. I don't think there's any missing designer's initials in these years. That's pretty close though. So I guess I could eat it right now. If you turn it like this, you can barely see anything. Huh. It's close. Oh, it was either late 80s or early 90s. They started really taking care of their dies a lot better. We are in 89 right now. Yeah, that's a G. Okay. So once heavily worn, you can't even read it. So that's how close we are to having it. Having a missing designer's initials. So we have 90s here. And in 90s, there's a proof doubled. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to be doing the same thing, mint marks and designer's initials. And these are all random since I don't have a, just looking, I don't have a listing for anything for these. take a look at what I'm thinking of finding. 98. These are all really new. These things are going to be in great shape. As far as doubling or any kind of missing designer's initials, look how sharp that is. Designer's initials sharp. I don't think there's going to be any repunchment marks this late either. They went through a different process of doing their stuff. So I don't think after 94 or anything there's no repunchment marks. Some machine doubling on that, but nothing special. Kind of looked like a lamination there under the FG. Even if it was, it's under a microscope. So as far as value goes, if you can't see it with the naked eye, it probably ain't worth nothing. We are almost done, guys. We are very, very close. And I gotta look at my ones I pulled out. Still. Another Philly coin. FG. Yeah, it was pretty wore out for being a newer one. Got a 91 P. This is just a clean coin. It's in good shape. And we got 3 2000s here. If you guys know of any different varieties or repunchment marks that are in these years that I don't know of, feel free to let me know in the comments. I would love to learn a little more. Like I said, I've been doing this a couple years. Been into error coins for about a year. I started with varieties and everything. And I'm gonna check the designer's initials just by eye on these clipped ones. Not that it would matter. It's a 72D. I'm just gonna look for the double die. Here's the clip. Where is it? Look at that. That looks so horrible. I wonder if they took a hammer or chisel or something. Look how sharp that square is on there. I wonder what they used. Couldn't have been a hammer or chisel because it's on both sides, right? Huh. Alright. So these ones that really caught my eye. And we have this purple one here. Check this out on the microscope. A little crusty looking. Purplish toned. It's still in really good shape. It's got some scratches up there eating away at the purple. It's a filly. There's the initials. Eagle looks good, a little bit of wear on the pluribusum. That's my purple 1984. That one I'm keeping, I like the toning on it. Next up, we have the, let's turn this light on here. Get you some light here. Next up, we have the 1994. I'm thinking it's a Denver. I'll find out in a second. I pulled out I really like. She's pretty, clean. Pretty clean. It's a Denver. It's 96. Looking at designer's initials. They're there nice and strong. See if she offers anything special for us. Look at how sharp that is. Check out his face. It's usually where you get all the wear at. Wow, that is clean. I think that's a good find. 1973. Sharp initials. Set that aside. Stop us to 72. She's also, well, you know, all these ones I pulled out are all remarkably brilliant for coin roll hunting. But if you look here, I mean, look, that's sharp. There's not a ding on that. Check out his face. That's where he gets all the scratches. It looks clean. A little scratch by his ear. Looks like there's a die scratch running right through the G there. You see that? Nice, strong designer's initials. Pluribusum, all the stars, not a scratch on any of the stars, except for that one. Because I should have counted all the stars before I did that. Said that. Next up, we have a bicentennial I pulled out for my mom. It's not in the best of shape. It's got some wear on his face, I'll show you that. And look, you can see the rim. It's got a lot of wear. So this one's probably the worst one I pulled out and kept. But my mom likes them, so I wanted to give her something. But it's still really good shape. This little clock tower. If you guys ever want to see what the back of this looked like. Independence Hall. 71D up next. It's beautiful. And look at her under the scope. And on the face, very clean. Look for designer's initials. And getting wore off, but they're still there. Filing on or something. And the last one will be a 79. This one's in good shape. My sister was born in 79. She don't have any interest in coins though. And it has FG. Keeping her, she's pretty. Okay, so let's get this. Dull this down a little bit. I don't know how well you guys can see this. We do not have a repunchment mark here. As you can see, it's damage on the D that makes it look like another D behind it. Oh, I can't get this. It's so hard to focus in. You move it just the slightest bit. Okay, that's probably going to be the best view. So as you can see, that it's just a fatigue die. That's actually almost filled in. That makes it look like it's a repunch a little bit south of the original. It's not, it's a normal coin going back into circulation. What's about this 83? I pulled this 83 aside for a reason. Don't know what it is. This 81 is the one with almost all the designer's initials gone. Now we're going to do the super close up. I can barely make it out. What would you guys think? Do you guys think that's a missing designer's initials on that? I would say yes. There's his leg. There's where the initials are supposed to be. You can see a little bit of the line, you can see a little of the curve. But for the most part, that is gone. And that's a war coin, but it's not damaged around that. So, alright. That is what we found here so far. We found a total of 7 coins that I want to keep. Majority of them uncirculated, and then one that's missing designer's initials. Alright, well, that concludes this coin roll hunt. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know what you think I could improve. I'm open to all kinds of suggestions, and I'll see you next time.